your guts. Yeah, okay, what do I mean by that? What the heck does that mean? Well, let's see. Your guts. If someone says, boy, you got guts, what do they usually mean? Something like, boy, you've got courage, or you got a lot of nerve, or boy, everyone else was too smart to do that, but you did something really dangerous. Boy, that took guts. All right? But usually it's kind of flattering. It means you really went for something that you believed in, that your heart told you to do. Yeah, guts are like your heart and soul, pun intended. And it's your instincts, the things inside of you that you can't name. That's why it's so hard for me to explain it to you, because it's really something that's inexplicable. It is something that we just can't put words to, and we shouldn't, because it is something that God gave us to take care of us in the world. Now look, animals trust this stuff all the time. All the other species still have their guts intact. That sounds like kind of a bad sci-fi movie. The other animals, the other species on this planet still trust their instincts, but we are so smart that we don't need that stuff anymore. We're going to make decisions with our minds. Okay, now let me just tell you something. As an actor, thinking will kill you, so don't do that anymore. What you want to do is you want to start listening to what your real heart tells you to do. This is going to be the extra little magic that makes things work. And I use it all the time. Examples of when you need to trust your guts. You learn all the technique in the world. Of course, you never learn all the technique in the world, but you learn a lot of it. And you're really out there knowing how to be an actor, and camera technique and acting and all these things, and speech and elocution and all my wonderful tools I have learned. Except none of that really makes it all worthwhile unless you throw in, at the very end, after you're finished doing all the technical stuff, you kind of need to just throw it all up in the air, start juggling, and just follow your instincts. Maybe you're going to do something that you really didn't plan to do. You should always do that. I mean, yeah, you got to say your lines, you got to hit your marks, don't throw everybody else on stage totally to the wolves and just do whatever you feel like doing. I'm not saying that. I'm saying within the, the parameters of what you are supposed to be doing. Now, you're going to set it free, and you're going to trust your guts. It's really true in comedy. Once I get to those little bits, every time I do them slightly differently, sometimes I milk it more, sometimes, oops, they're not really laughing. I better go right through, lickety-split. So you trust your guts there, right? You have to. When people come to me to do comedy, I'm always saying, no, now you got to set it free. Give me the beats. I want the timing. Here's the bit we're going to work out. We work for all the technical things to make it work. And then at the end I say, okay, throw all that stuff that I just told you in the trash can. It'll be there. It'll still happen. We practiced it. Now just trust your guts and play with me. You just play with me. Okay, so it's in your acting. You need to trust your guts in your acting. If I'm doing a dramatic piece, I have to listen. And every single time I have to live dangerously and just trust that it may be slightly different this time. It'll look the same to the audience, but there's a different look in his eyes when he's looking at me this time, and it changes me. I have to listen, I have to pay attention, I have to set myself free to just, have this moment. We call it staying in the moment. I also use my guts when I'm making audition tapes for people. Yeah. And here's exactly what I do. We work on it, I prep you, we really shoot it, it looks really good. I look and I see, is this it? Is this what they're going to need? And my final decision after I go, does it look like what we need it to look like? But then I take a moment and I psychically, yes, I'm picking that word on purpose, psychically sort of put myself inside the director's body, and I look through his eyes, and I feel like, am I the director? Am I seeing this, what I want? Am I seeing it? There's this little mistake that she made on that one little glitch on the line, but everything else just seems so... Yes, he'll give her a call back on that. I want that take. I want that one take, even though the other one had everything perfect, but something about this take, just feel like it. I gotta go with that one. I just gotta go with that one. As an actor, you always gotta go with your guts. This will mess with you a lot. This will tell you the truth. You're walking down the street. There's a nice gentleman dressed in a three-piece suit, but he kind of gives you the creeps. Walk on the other side of the street. Oh, on the other side of the street, there's a guy who looks kind of like a bum that might really be a little dangerous. I don't know. He looks kind of dirty and like he's kind of scary. But something about him just seems kind of nice and safe. Walk over there, because that's probably the undercover cop that's watching the three-piece suit guy who is the serial killer. All right, so I'm just saying, I always trust my guts. Not this, not what my brain wants to happen. Oh, that guy that's so cute, I know he's the right one for me. That's what my brain is telling me. But my guts are saying, something about the way he said that. Follow your guts, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you do, like 10 months later, but follow him right off the bat. So you always got to do that. And in making those choices, should I go with this agent or that agent? You know what I tell people when they ask me that? Trust your guts. What do your guts tell you? Does this guy like you or does that guy like you? What is the feel you get from them? Yes, there's lots of practical things to put on the table and put them all on the table. But the bottom line is, what does it feel like? I have parents call me a lot with questions, and new parents who have kids that are just starting, and they're saying, you know, like, oh, I got this audition and I didn't know if I should do it, and I said, yes, you do. You know exactly if that kid should do that audition or not. You're a mother. Why are you calling me? Well, it didn't seem like it was quite exactly. It didn't seem right. Trust your guts. You're right. You were right. You didn't need my professional advice. You were right. Your mother's guts told you something isn't quite right about this. Trust your guts. Oh, is it time to move out to LA? Okay, I'm going to tell you, get all your ducks in a row, really have some money saved up, know some people out there, get a place lined up to live, do it the practical way, and then I'm also going to tell you, never listen to me if your heart tells you, I need to go today. I need to go today. I didn't finish saving. I just need to go. Go. You get out there, you camp on somebody's floor. Trust me, you're hungry, you'll get a job and make some money. There have been a lot of people that have become famous because they did something that you're not supposed to do. I could tell you all day long, you can't do this, that's not the way to do that, no one does that way. But you know what, if your guts tell you to do something, be ignorant enough to follow your guts instead of all the great advice in the world. Just trust your guts. Whatever your soul, whatever your heart tells you, I don't care how many people tell you you're crazy. I don't care how many people tell you no. The only no that ever stops you is this one. Don't stop yourself. Listen to your guts and be courageous. Just do it. And at the audition, you feel like doing something really crazy, but no one else is doing anything like that. Those are all the people that aren't going to win the part that you're going to win when you do that little thing. I have done some pretty crazy things at auditions, and I will have to say I may have lost one or two by doing it, but I've not lost many, and I have won a lot more. Oh, I really think the thing that actually got me into Juilliard was there was a little stool on the side of the stage, and when I started to get up and do my first monologue, oh, I saw that stool. I didn't care about getting into Juilliard anymore. I wanted to play with that stool. So I dragged it over. I did not ask them. I dragged it over, And I climbed underneath it while I did my monologue, and I got stuck in the middle of it, and I couldn't get out, which was perfect for my character because it was really frustrating me, and I really wanted to set myself free. And then I did, and I climbed on top of the stool, and I have a kind of a fear of heights, and I was up there on this stool, and I, to this day, don't remember exactly how I got down. Maybe I fell, maybe I jumped, I don't know. But it was right because I was free and I wanted to fly because that's what was going on in the monologue with my character that moment, and it felt so right. And I really am quite confident that that freedom, that just desire to connect to the universe and set yourself free and make those leaps of faith, I think that's what got me into Juilliard. Make a leap of faith. Take a chance. If your heart tells you, not just because you're being stupid. I didn't say just to do any old thing, but if it's truly in your heart, you must always listen to it. So, trust your guts. Do you have the guts to do it?